Stoutenburg Gymnasium, where it will be rocking tonight. I'm Charlie Sherman along with Dave Long, and tonight the Penmen of New Hampshire College, the number 2 team in the New England region, against the Hawks of St. Anselm College, the number 4 team in the New England region, renewing a great college basketball rivalry. David, anytime these two teams play each other, the place is guaranteed to be packed and it's guaranteed to be rocking.
Well, you know, I think I've seen every game since the rivalry got started in 1981. Since that point, I don't think there's been a more anticipated game than this one after the way they played the first game of the season, which was decided on foul shots at the end of the game. Stan Spiro ejected in the game, very controversial at the end. Both teams played excellent. There was ebb and flow. So from my standpoint, waiting for this game, I couldn't wait for this game. It's the most anticipated game, I think, in the regular season since the series got started.
When I talked to Chris Tardio during News 9 at 5 tonight, I asked him about a home court advantage. There really isn't any because these schools are less than 5 miles apart.
I agree, and the gym is going to be filled with both, but equally divided between people from both schools. The one edge, I always like playing in this gym better because this gym has got the best floor in New England. It's like a trampoline because the locker rooms are underneath. Your legs feel great. You can jump higher, and when you got the adrenaline going in a game like this is the best place to play, I think.
Well, we're a couple of minutes away from the start of tonight's game. So grab a Coke or a soda or a Diet Pepsi, sit down, put your feet up in the lazy boy. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with the tap-off of the starting lineups. New Hampshire College and St. A's coming your way live on WMUR-TV, ABC 9.
I've already sent that payment. Please don't call here again.
Anything wrong?
I'm so far in debt, it's hopeless.
I was in your shoes 3 years ago. I went to Consumer Credit Counseling Service. They helped me establish a budget and an affordable repayment plan to my creditors.
Isn't that just like filing bankruptcy?
No. Going through CCCS, you pay off everything you owe.
Do you still have their number?
Sure, I'll go get it. They counsel in person and by phone.
Thanks. I owe you.
In 500 words or less, compare the Russian Revolution with
babysitting my sister's kids. They are the cutest little
bacteria-producing organisms found only
who knows where. And if I go straight, I'll wind up in a
pint of super sludge fudge.
Nobody knows the way people talk around here better than U.S. Cellular, which is why nobody can put you in a better calling plan than us.
Is it supposed to smell like this?
U.S. Cellular, the way people talk around here.
What is value pricing?
Can I get back to you on that? People ask, what is value pricing? It's simple. They have salespeople, we have furniture consultants. They have misleading advertising with promises of 40, 50, even 60% off. We have one low price, 365 days a year. They want to add on the cost of delivery and setup. Value pricing includes free delivery and setup. So I did you guys. It's only at Ippolito's. Ippolito's Furniture, where value pricing saves you money.
At Hillsborough Ford, we've standardized the way we do business. We've pre-discounted the price of every vehicle, and we put that price on the window of every car in the lot. Not only is the lowest price clearly displayed, but there are several payment programs available, and they're clearly marked as well. When you come to Hillsborough Ford, you'll find that standardizing the way we do business is going to make it easy for you to get your next car or truck. We found that the car business is all about people, and people appreciate dealing with integrity. They don't care how much you know. They want to know how much you care.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by Laconia Savings Bank, by Poulin Auto Country, Rochester, New Hampshire, by Ippolito's of Meredith, New Hampshire, and by Elliott Hospital. Welcome back to Stoutenburg Gymnasium on the campus of St. Anselm College. Charlie Sherman and David Long bringing you tonight's game between the Penmen and the Hawks. And David, let's talk about the keys to this game, the Dodge keys to the game.
I think the biggest key in the game has been the bugaboo for New Hampshire College, and the thing that St. A's has done so well, it's how quickly the Penmen are allowed to start their half-court offense. They've had a lot of trouble making that entry pass to the sideline. St. A's overplays. That's the key, is the biggest key to the game. Defense against the three-point shot. Both teams are excellent perimeter shooters, and they both defend the three-point shot very well. Whoever has the advantage there, I think, wins the game. And the third thing is the X factor, points off the bench. There's a lot of guys who can come off the bench and score. To me, it depends on which guy is hot. Is it going to be Todd Manuel coming off the bench for St. A's, or will it be one of the several guys coming off the bench for New Hampshire College? Those are the keys.
Let's go to our public address announcer, Professor Bill Farrell of St. A's, for tonight's starting lineups.
The Penman of New Hampshire College and the Hawks of St. Anselm. Your starting lineups. For the Penman from Cambridge, Mass. at 6'9", playing center, sophomore number 00, Carlington Bent. From Montreal, Quebec at 5'11", playing guard, senior number 10, Bobby Miller. From Farmington, New Hampshire at 6'2", playing guard, sophomore number 20, Tim Lee. From Colony, New York at 6'4", playing forward, freshman number 32, Brian Larrabee. And from Larissa, Greece at 6'4", playing guard, freshman number 33, Sotirios Carapostolo. And for the Hawks of St. Anselm, from Avon, New Jersey, at 6'2", playing guard, sophomore number 3, Pat Delaney. From West Hartford, Connecticut at 6'6", playing forward, senior number 4, Greg Kulowik. From Howell, New Jersey at 5'11", playing guard, senior number 14, Chris Taddeo. From Dover, Mass. at 6'2", playing guard, senior number 21, Joe Engineeri. And from Toms River, New Jersey at 6'5", playing forward, junior number 23, Kevin Sheehy. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our national anthem.
The Penmen of New Hampshire College coming into the game with an overall record of 14-2. They are number 9 in the nation overall in the NCAA Division II National Poll, number 2 in the region. As for the Hawks, they are 12-4 overall on the season. They are number 4 in the region, but are not ranked in the top 20 national poll.
I don't think they're worried about that at this point. They played a couple of games. I've seen them earlier. We did a broadcast earlier. They played very well. They played great defense in the game we were there. And I'll tell you, Charlie, the numbers between the two teams, if you look at the stat sheets, they're almost uncanny, or they are uncanny. They both shoot about 48% from the field. They're both shooting in the 38% range in the three-point area. They defend below 25% in the three-point area. They're both averaging 87 a game. They've got big margins of victory. I mean, these two teams are about as equally matched as these two teams, these two schools are ever going to be.
You just saw the two head coaches, Stan Sparrow in his 15th season with the Penmen with the Hawks, in his 14th season, Keith Dixon. We are just about ready. Carlington Bent will jump it up for the Penmen against Greg Kulwick of the Hawks. And it's controlled by the Penmen. And the Penmen very quickly try and move it up court and throw it away as Soto Caraspatolo looks for his man and fires it out of bounds.
You got to be aware with him. He doesn't hold on to the ball very long. He throws it from a lot of different angles. You've got to be aware it's coming your way. And if you're not, you're going to see turnovers like that.
He gives it off to Pat Delaney, working it around to Chris Tardio, top of the key, guarded close by Caraspatolo. Tardio wants to drive in some traffic, and he draws the foul on the way in.
Yeah, I've got Tardio, Charlie, as the key player for St. A's. He's probably not going to score the most, although he could. Joe Ingenieri does that. Is he going to be able to penetrate? First try right there. He's got a quickness advantage on Caraspatolo, and that time Soto picks up an early foul. Number one, that hurts. But number two, if Tardio can penetrate and get below the line, that's going to force the Penman defense to pull in, and that's going to open up the three-point shot area for people like Ingenieri, Manuel, and Delaney, although Delaney doesn't shoot it very often, but he will if they give it to him.
Tardio makes the first, has one more. That foul was on Caraspatolo, first on the Penmen, his first, of course.
I think that's going to be a tough defensive matchup, too. Tardio has got the low center of gravity, and he's got the quickness edge.
Penman working around to Bobby Miller. Bobby Miller getting some national recognition. We'll tell you about in a minute. Nice move. That is why he is getting some national recognition. Written up in a national basketball publication, Division II publication, as one of the players to watch in Division II in the country.
Well, what took him so long?
Yeah.
He is the best under 6-foot rebounder I've ever seen, any level, any NBA and below. But this guy is a great a great rebounder for his size. He gets to the ball so quickly.
Take another quick look at that foul committed.
Look at the body control, just goes up and under. I think he could be a gymnast when he gets done playing basketball. He's just got that great body control. As you can see, it just drops through.
Tardio for three, that's short. Nice rebound underneath by Kevin Sheehy, no good. And it's pulled down by the Penmen and controlled by New Hampshire College, moving it quickly down court to Bobby Miller. Miller working it in the corner to Tim Lee. Lee out of Farmington, New Hampshire. Played for his dad at Farmington High School. Here's Lee again. And great Tiger teams. His father, Mike Lee, the head coach, retired after Tim graduated. And a foul, offensive foul against Soto Caraspatolo, and that's his second personal already.
He did definitely pushed off, but I'll tell you what, there was some physical play. Ingenieri was bodying him up at the foul line, so they called the second one, not the first one. But that hurts the Penmen big time, particularly when, as I said, St. A's likes to overplay. They're going to need some penetration and some offense out of that point guard slot.
Tardio has it stripped away by Brian Larrabee. Larrabee wants to go himself coast to coast, lays it up. It won't fall through, and the rebound's pulled down by Joe Ingenieri. Back he comes very quickly. Bounce pass, and a lay-in by Pat Delaney.
I'll tell you what, Ingenieri made a nice pass, but he's got to recognize what he's got. He had Caraspatolo covering him in a numbers situation. He should have tried to take him one-on-one to pick up number 3.
Lee, right side.
Because I'll tell you, the third foul is a lot more valuable than the 2 points he gets.
Caraspatolo gives it to Bobby Miller. Miller back to Caraspatolo on the right. Wants to go. Does, trying to work his way baseline. Gives it to Bent, and he can get a whistle. And again, he gets called for the offensive foul. 2 straight possessions, 2 straight offensive fouls on Caraspatolo, and he's already in foul trouble.
I was about to say to Stanley, I can't believe he doesn't have him out of the game. Greg Kulowick does a nice job just grabbing the baseline and not giving up any room, and Caraspatolo out of control, runs him over.
So Caraspatolo takes a seat on the bench, and Steve Lavapacello, or Lavapacello, depending on which part of New Hampshire you're from, comes into the game. Nice feed into Greg Kulowick, and he lays it up and puts it in and gives the Hawks a 6-2 lead.
That is a big foul. Lavapacello played pretty well on Saturday. I was at the game.
Miller with an air ball.
Does a nice job. He penetrates and dishes very well. And of course, in high school, he was a great scorer.
Crowd getting on Bobby Miller, yelling out air ball. Though there was one down at the other end just moments ago as well. Easy bounce pass to Kulowick. Now they work it around. Todd Manuel, who's in the game. Manuel bounce pass for Kulowick. Kulowick looking for the open man. Finds Delaney outside, just inside the three-point line. It's good for 2 and an 8-2 lead for the Hawks.
It's a quick hook for Tardio. Out in 2.5 minutes.
Miller almost loses the lead.
Remember I said key to the game, Charlie, how the Penman how quickly they can get in their half-court offense. Having a lot of trouble the last couple of possessions.
Here's Lee. Lee trying to find some room. Gets the pass off. Lavapacello. No good. A rebound is hauled down by Kevin Sheehy.
And no blue shirts under the basket on that shot for an offensive rebound.
Engineering bounce pass over to Delaney. Now to the top of the key. The give is to Sheehy. Over to Kulwick. They move the ball very quickly. Kulwick back to Joe Engineering. Engineering guarded by Miller. Takes a three-point ball away. And it's good. Joe Engineering for three and a 9-point lead for the Hawks in the opening minutes. They lead it 11-2, and with 16:08 to play in the first half, there's a timeout on the court. With the score, St. Anselm 11, New Hampshire College 2.
Camelot Home Centers have declared war on landlords. Renters, if you're paying $400, $500, $600, or $700 a month for rent right now, you could own the home and land of your dreams. Come in and save thousands off of all single and double wide homes, including a 5-bedroom. Here's a 5-bedroom home with skylights, a fireplace, and a jacuzzi. We have 5 hungry banks waiting to finance you. So if you're sick of sending in your rent check just to make your landlord rich, get into a Camelot Home Center this weekend and take advantage of awesome savings.
The more things stay the same, the more they change.
1400 Motors, a tradition of sales and service.
Service, service, service. It's always been about customer service.
Sales, new or used, the right vehicle for the right price.
Chrysler 5-star award. You can't get any better.
We can and will do better. Customer service, customer satisfaction.
1400 Motors, Chrysler 5-star sales, service, and selection.
Turnovers, fouls, and pretty good shooting by the Hawks. 5 for 7 from the floor. I'll make it 4 for 7 for 57%. And they lead it 11-2. Lavapacello to Lee. A couple of Granite Staters. To Bobby Miller, who was a transfer from Hesser College.
By way of Montreal.
Yes.
You know, the other thing about the Carapistolo getting in foul trouble, he's gone for the half. They're going to have to come up with a third guy to play point. When Lavapacello is tired because he looks like he's not going to go 16 or 17 minutes straight, so we're probably going to see Bobby Miller play point as well, which takes him away from the rebound.
Another quick timeout on the court. 15:55 to play first half. St. A's 11, New Hampshire College 2.
Guess who's been seen at George's Apparel? Ralph Lauren, Bill Blass, and Franco Tassi. They're just a few of the famous designer suits you'll see at George's. We're constantly updating our look with new clothing lines like quality Alan Flusser business suits and comfortable Talia menswear, all priced up to 30% below retail. And as always, every suit you buy is tailored for a perfect fit, free of charge. George's Apparel, where designer label suits cost less every day.
The staff of the Executive Health and Sports Center inspires, motivates, and educates people to be healthy, active, and well. Our full-service facilities and diverse programs are a proven way to reduce medical and lifestyle health risk factors. Our exceptional team of professionals will coach you to achieve your goals and to improve your health, productivity, and quality of life. Come visit the Executive Health and Sports Center at the entrance to the Manchester Airport. Call 668-4753.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by Consumer Credit Council Service of New Hampshire and Vermont, by Gunstock Ski Area, by P.J. O'Sullivan, and by 1400 Motors. Well, so far this game has lived up to its billing. A wild one, though it has been St. A's game so far, but we've not even played 5 minutes. The Hawks and the Penmen, anytime they get together, you know it's going to be a wild contest. Out to Bobby Miller. Miller bringing it into the paint. Over everything, no good. Goes up for the rebound. Can't pull it down. We get a foul, and it's going to be on the Penmen. It's their 15th foul.
Yeah, Mitch Filson going over the back, and it's too bad because Bobby Miller was going to get that rebound, but of course he was coming from behind. Mitch doesn't know that. But the Penmen having trouble getting the ball down below the foul line. which, as I said, had been the big problem. In every loss they've had against the Hawks, that's been the biggest issue.
Todd Manuel with it over to Delaney. Now Sheehy looking. Hard pass, a little too hard for Greg Kolwick, and picked up by Tim Lee.
I don't think you
up
saw
to
it coming.
Lavapacello. Shot by Brian Larrabee, no good. Rebound, Mitch Filson. Mitch with the one-hander. And Mitch Filson, who's been playing some of the best basketball of his career, comes up with a big bucket.
Yeah, that's coincided with him switching spots. Carlington Vent has been the starter. They've gone 8-0 since that started. And Mitch is playing good minutes off the bench.
A lot of traffic, but somehow a bounce pass to Greg Kolwick, who finishes it off. Nice move by Kolwick down low. Lavapacello to Lee for three. Lee's shot no good. Rebound pulled down by Kevin Sheehy. Sheehy long course up to Engineeri. Engineeri guarded closely by Bobby Miller. Out to Sheehy. Back to Engineeri. Knocked out of bounds by Bobby Miller. And it'll be Hawks ball.
That's a smarter way to play defense. You can't give Engineeri a step to take that shot. He's such a good shooter. You've got to make him beat you off the dribble. He made that three right before the timeout, or that forced Stan Spiro to call a timeout because Miller gave him room. Make him beat you off the dribble, and he's not quite as dangerous.
Chris Tardio back in the game along with Michael Dunn. His first appearance in this contest. Engineeri wants to drive, takes a shot, high shot. Taken underneath by Dunn, and Dunn puts it up and in.
Yeah, nobody boxing out. That time they did make Engineeri work off the dribble. He didn't have his legs under him, really throw up an air ball.
15-4, 14:04 to play in the first half. It's been all Hawks. Filson, turnaround, no good. Nobody there for the Penmen for the rebound, and it's controlled by Joe Engineeri. Engineeri bringing it up. He wants to go. Now he slows down. Gets it back out to Tardio for three. Tardio, no good. Rebound, Miller.
Good job of four white shirts getting back to prevent the break.
Lee wants to shoot for two. No good. Foul, a push. Lee will go to the line.
That was more like a rolling block. I tell you, Kevin Sheehy is a physical player. And this is one of the few times in this rivalry where the advantage from a physical standpoint, overpowering standpoint, goes to St. A's. Generally, New Hampshire College has been the bigger team, and that's not the case here. These guys are put together on the St. A's side of the floor.
Fouls on Michael Dunn, his first, second on the Hawks. Lee makes the first, they'll get another.
And to finish that point, they know how to use it when they do have that come up in a physical situation. If you're having trouble scoring, you got to get to the line. That means go inside.
Tim Lee makes them both. We have a timeout. 13:37 to play in the first half. The score, St. Anselm College 15, New Hampshire College 6. No, it was just a substitution. They don't.
That was a
take
fake
the timeout.
It was a fake out. Ryan Chartrand in the game. I'm telling you, I think he's going to be the key. He's going to have a big game. Now with Carapastullo in foul trouble.
Working it around to Todd Manuel. Manuel, jumper off balance, no good. Bobby Miller up for the rebound, hauls it down. Up to Lavapacello. Lavapacello to Miller. Miller. Now we get a foul away from the ball.
See, and that time, once he gets the ball, he immediately is going to put it on the floor and try and go by Tardio. That's the way they're going to break down this defense.
Tardio's first, third on the Hawks. Lavapacello finds a little daylight. Now he finds Filson. Turnaround, Mitch. Will it go? Yes, it does. Mitch Filson with 4 points.
That was a nice play. Ball never came below his shoulders. He held it up there. Nobody's going to get their hands on it. And then he had the nice soft shot.
Tardio with the shot for three. No good. Gets his own rebound. Back in. Tries to dish it off to Dunn, and Dunn wasn't ready for it. Pretty move by Chris Tardio.
Heads up to get the offensive rebound and follow his shot. But I'll tell you what, he got open the first time because of a great pick by Joe Engineeri on a switch. He just took two guys out.
Penmen trying to get back in this game, trailing 15-8, 12 and a half minutes to play. Filson. And we got a foul.
That's smart basketball. It's the only offensive option that's been working so far. Get it inside to the big guy, and he did a good job of creating space, and it was Dunn, I think he had on his back. No way Dunn could have stopped that pass coming in. He picks up the foul.
That's the second foul on Dunn, fourth on the Hawks. Lavapacello across. Ryan Chartrand. Nice leaner by Ryan Chartrand for the bucket.
Beat him off the dribble.
5-point lead for the St. A's. Tardio bringing it up.
He had
Bounce
20 in
pass.
the first game.
Engineering, three-point try. Oh, swish.
He's a great shooter.
Joe Engineering, 18-10, 8-point lead.
Problem with covering a guy who's a great shooter is you can never take your eyes off him.
Filson working on Dunn. He owned him on that one. Mitch with 6 points.
And really has, I think, got the Penman rolling. He has become an offensive option that they just didn't have before.
Todd Manuel off balance, gets it to fall. So everybody contributing.
I don't know if we can get it. I'll tell you what, I like the off-the-ball matchup between Manuel and Chartrand.
Now this time Dunn intercepts the pass. That was intended for Filson, and the Hawks will bring it up. Here's Tardio. Slowing it down a bit, waiting for Kevin Sheehy. Now Sheehy works it back in. Here's Engineering. Guarded by Lavapacello. Three-pointer, NBA three-pointer from way downtown.
And he only had a step. You have to make him beat you off the dribble.
Joe Engineering.
Especially now, he's in his rhythm.
Nice behind-the-back pass to Filson. Lays it up, he gets the basket and the foul.
St. A's wanted a call on the baseline. Kevin Sheehy thought he got the charge. He's saying he got hit with a forearm, knocked him down.
Watch the pass here.
And watch Sheehy, though, number 23 in the baseline. It looks like he set there, but Yanni drops off. Good hands by Filson, because that came from a blind spot.
Beautiful blind pass behind the back by Yanni Foutsitsas. Filson with 8 points now, and at the line trying to make it 9. The Penmen only have 14, and Mitch, who played at Trinity High School out of Dunbarton, New Hampshire, another Granite Stater, has 8 of those points.
And the question is, how did he not wind up here? Usually those Trinity guys wind up here.
That's right. And Filson now with 9 points. 10:58 to play in the first half. St. Anselm College 23, New Hampshire College 14. We'll be right back.
Dude. Dude.
Dude.
Dude.
Dude.
Dudes.
Dude.
The new Ford Focus. Smooth ride, smooth price. At your New England Ford dealer.
A community isn't defined by town lines or city limits. It's defined by its people. They are what bring it to life. A community is a collection of the hopes and dreams of the people who live there, which is why putting the community first isn't just our policy, it's our passion.
There's the score in a wild 9 minutes and 2 seconds. St. Anselm College leading this one, 23-15. They are shooting 50%, 8 for 16 from the floor. The Penmen 7 for 13, shooting 53%. Mitch Filson, leading scorer with 9 points. Joe Engineering has 3 three-pointers. He is the leading scorer for St. A's with 9. Delaney over to Colwick, top of the key. Colwick off on the left to Todd Manuel. Underneath, all alone is Kevin Sheehy. We got a whistle as well.
That was physical. Good use of his arms to spread out his body to make the target bigger, and almost impossible to have an interception down there in the baseline. Yanni went for it along the outside. You really should go for it along the inside, along the baseline, because your help comes from inside. And Chartrand, I think it was Chartrand, yeah,
Ryan Chartrand, his first, 5th on the Penmen.
Came a long way to get into that play. He was covered on the other side of the key.
Sheehy shooting 2, misses the first. Kevin Sheehy played at Christian Brothers, pretty good basketball factory out of Toms River, New Jersey, his hometown.
Isn't that where Richard Nixon lived when he was at Saddle River?
No, Saddle River. Upper Saddle River. Sheehy makes the second. St. A's with 10 rebounds, the Penmen with just 4, and that's making a big difference right now.
I got to keep it in the political context.
Yanni Foutsitsas. Foutsitsas shot, no good. Picked up by Chris Tardio on the right. Tardio moving it quickly down to Sheehy. Sheehy wants to go against Mitch Filson and Yanni Foutsitsas. and he goes into both of them, and we got a foul.
I'll tell you what, Sheehy uses his arms a lot. I don't know if we have a replay on that, but he got Filson. He does a nice job underneath getting leverage, but he uses his right arm to hook as he goes inside. No call. Watch him. He's right here on the right-hand side of your screen. Watch the right arm on Filson as he starts to back in. That is well, that was close to a hook. He was trying to do it. I think Mitch backed away, and then Yanni got him coming. No, Lavapicello got him coming in for the help.
It's only first personal for Lavapicello. Sheehy, who just made 1 of 2 before, misses the first this time around.
Good job of using his legs. Sheehy gets really low and uses his legs for strength to carve out position.
Sheehy makes 1 of 2 again. Substitution. And coming into the game for the Hawks, replacing Sheehy, is Scott Hoffman out of Newton, New Jersey. Hoffman, 6'5", freshman. Playing up front for the Hawks. Lee, hard pass underneath. Fujitsis can't handle it, but Tardio can. Tardio dribbles away from a crowd. And just inside the three-point arc, it's good for 2 for Todd Manuel. 27-15, 10 minutes to play in the first half. The Hawks have controlled this from the beginning.
That was a quick release in that shot by Manuel.
Chartrand, fall away is good. Ryan Chartrand.
He plays hard. I love the way he plays.
Out of one of my new favorite towns. Saratoga, New York. Home of Sean McDonald, head coach of the UNH Wildcat football team.
He plays like Sean McDonald used to play basketball. Oh, he's got, I don't want to call it a slightly better touch, a lot better touch. But he plays hard like Sean did as a basketball player.
Place where my good friend Gander had some success this summer. Owned, of course, by the Gatsis brothers of Manchester.
Now, behind Las Vegas, where's that fall on your list?
Saratoga's probably second. Gonick is third.
I still don't know where that is.
I'll take you there sometimes. We look at the head coaches. We saw Stanley Sparrow. There's Keith Dixon. Dixon, a UNH basketball product in his 14th year here on the Hill.
Good player at UNH.
Play for Jerry Frio.
Good call.
Thrown out of bounds off of Steve Lavapicello.
And Delaney stepped on the line before he tried to bounce it off of Lavapicello.
It'll be Penman ball. 10-point lead for the Hawks of St. Anselm. Lavapicello. Brian Larrabee gives it back to Steve. Cross to Tim Lee. Larrabee way downtown. It's good for 3 and a chance for a 4-point play.
It was a jackknife. His legs were split. Looked like Wally Jones from the 66,
Wow.
76.
There you go, the six
way
of
he
them.
spread his legs. I haven't seen that since then.
Wally Jones, that's a name from the past. Take a look at this
Spelled
one
it with
again.
a Y, too. Look at this job. He just catches it. He's falling away from the basket when he goes up to take the shot. It's Tardio, I think, who gets him. Actually, it was a little bit of a reverse. Tardio gets him the ball, nothing but net.
And he makes a free throw.
That is big.
A
Penman
4-point
needed it.
play, and now the lead is only 6. 3-point try by Ingenierie, no good. Rebound, Filson. Here comes Lavapicello.
Good job of Tardio to shut down the break.
Again.
He got hit again.
A hard shot. Chartrand falls down, no good. Rebound brought back up court by Chris Tardio.
That would have been like one of those Larry Bird kind, you know, stick the dagger in on the comeback.
Ingenierie driving, finds some room. Nice move inside by Joe Ingenierie.
I'll take that rather than shooting the threes, although what you want to do is you want to force him inside. If you're going to give him a step on the dribble where you got some help if he goes inside, not to the baseline.
11 points for Ingenierie. Filson. And Filson has 11. He matches him.
He missed Larrabee underneath for a layup, though, in the turnaround.
So Filson and Ingenierie each leading their team with 11 points. Ingenierie wants to go again, one-handed, no good. Rebound pulled down by Greg Kowick, and a foul on the boards.
Good hard drive by Ingenierie, though. Good help on the part of the Penman.
Mitch Filson taking another look at that play as you saw a close-up of Mitch.
He's got Brian Larrabee in the right-hand part of your screen, but he just powers over guys, and this is the best offensive performance. Again, a nice soft touch. It's the second one that really kind of kissed around and bounced around the rim before it settled down and went through. But he's wide open. That is a problem St. A's is having right now. They've got to figure a way to make Filson move off of that spot, because right now he's carving out the position. They're not able to inhibit the pass coming in there, and he's just bigger than everybody. He's turning, and he's got it going today. He's just dropping him in over the top of everybody.
Cartier goes up for a rest. So does Ryan Chartrand. Bobby Miller comes in. And Mike Zija.
This is a lot like the first game. St. A's bolted out in the first game to a big lead. Penman didn't get back into it till the second half. And then all the wild stuff happened down the stretch. But that first game was a great game, and this is shaping up the same way.
Kolwick makes both of those free throws. 31-23, 8 minutes to play in the first half. Bounce pass. Larrabee wants to do something and can't, and loses it. And a timeout on the court. 7:55 to play in the first half. 31 for St. Anselm College, 23 for New Hampshire College. We'll be right back.
The more you know about ceramic tile, the more you'll like Corvo Luthier. When you visit the area's largest tile and masonry showroom, you'll find over 500 varieties of first-quality tile, all in stock. The specialists at Corvo Luthier will loan you a tile cutter, offer free adhesives, and a lifetime guarantee. Beautiful ceramic tile for anywhere in your home. For the best free advice, plus everything you'll need to tile, this is the place.
Corvo Luthier helps you do it right.
Camelot Home Centers have declared war on landlords. Renters, if you're paying $400, $500, $600, or $700 a month for rent right now, you could own the home and land of your dreams. Come in and save thousands off of all single and double wide homes, including a 5-bedroom. Here's a 5-bedroom home with skylights, a fireplace, and a jacuzzi. We have 5 hungry banks waiting to finance you. So if you're sick of sending in your rent check just to make your landlord rich, get into a Camelot Home Center this weekend and take advantage of awesome savings.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by your New England Dodge dealers, by the Executive Health and Sports Club, by Corvo Luthier, and by Chili's Grill and Bar. St. Anselm still holding on to a very comfortable lead, 31-23. Penman cut it to 6, back up to 8.
And had the ball.
Greg Kolwick handling the ball. Now he gives it to Pat Delaney on the right-hand side. Mike Zija. Zija to Kolwick. Looking for Engineeri. Engineeri got it closely by Bobby Miller. Finds Kolwick. Kolwick against Filson. No good, but it's knocked out of bounds by New Hampshire College. I think the last man to knock it out of bounds. I'm not sure who that was.
That was Tim Lee got it.
It was Tim Lee? Okay.
Although he tried to appeal his case, but if they went to a higher court where we are right now, definitely off of Tim Lee.
Higher, you mean elevation?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Quick shot off the inbound pass, no good by Joe Engineeri. Mitch Filson with the rebound. Long pass by Lava Pacello to Lee, to Miller.
St. A's has done a great job so far defending Tim Lee. He has not scored.
Lee wants to take the shot, can't get the shot. Now Filson has trouble handling it. Turnaround again. The patented Mitch Filson move. Quick turnaround, gets the basket, and Mitch has done this very consistently the past couple of games. He's now the leading scorer in the game with 13.
And a good look by Tim Lee, but that time he didn't have an open shot to the ball. He had to fight for that ball. Never really made the clean catch, so that's a new one from his repertoire.
Scott Hoffman, no good. Rebound, Bobby Miller. Prior to that timeout, rebounds controlled by St. A's 13-5.
The defense is more crisp in the last 5 minutes on the part of both teams. The guys are really banging people on the boxing out and under the boards.
Miller to Larrabee. Larrabee wants to drive. Goes in, he draws the foul. Good move by Brian Larrabee.
Yeah, he's got deceptive speed. You know, you look at him, you don't think he's moving. He's going to be able to get by you. That time, he went with a little bit of a crossover dribble, and it must be because he's got a long step, because he just got the advantage on Hoffman, took him right into the basket.
Watch the always animated Stan Sparrow on the sidelines as Larrabee goes to the line. That foul on Hoffman is his first. That is the 8th on the Hawks. Both teams in the penalty situation, 8 each.
St. A's had 25 points in the first 10 minutes and 50 seconds, and they've only scored 6 in the last 4 minutes or 5 minutes. So, as I said, both the defenses really tightened up on the part of both teams, and the shots are not coming quite as easy as they did early on in the game for both teams.
Manuel and Sheehy come back into the game for the Hawks. As you look at Brian Larrabee out of Colony, New York.
Kind of reminds me of another guy from upstate New York, played at New Hampshire College, E.J. Harkins, although he's a small, kind of a pocket version of E.J.
Who's now in my second favorite city, as a matter of fact, living in Saratoga.
You even know everybody in the town.
I've met everybody. I need all the help I can get when I get up there. Pat Delaney. Bounce pass to Ingeneri. Ingeneri working it into Sheehy. Sheehy wants to go on Filson. Turn around. Mitch is right there to stop him, and he stuffs him. Possession is St. A's, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is. That's a tough. When you got a big guy like that, Filson does a nice job. He doesn't go up in the air. He says, if you're going to beat me, you've got to go over the top of me. Sheehy tries to body him, and Mitch never leaves his feet. He held his position. And to get over a guy like that, you got to actually get by him or fall away.
I'll tell you, that inbounds pass has been working like magic for the Hawks. It works again that time to Kolwick, who just puts it right in.
That's just good execution, sign of good coaching.
33-26, 5:44. Look at this move by Chartrand. Ryan Chartrand with a nice spin. Up, look at long pass to Kolwick. Kolwick finally fires it up. Finally fires it.
Excellent pass by Delaney. Breakdown, just fell asleep defensively. No excuse for that in the part of the defense.
10 points for Kolwick. Filson gets his own rebound, puts it up and in. Mitch Filson with 15 points, and he's going to the line.
I'm just going to call him Wilt. I think he's on pace for 100 today. Great second effort. He doesn't make the first one. Look at the position. No way Kolwick is going to stop him from getting the shot off if he's got his back to him like that. Could have called a charge on the contact. They've been letting the guys play, but he does a nice job staying with it, and he just rips it through. It looked like Delaney had his hands on the ball. I don't think the foul is going to be on Delaney. It looks like it's going to be Kevin Sheehy.
16 points for Mitch Filson, playing like a man possessed as his team is down by 4, 35-31.
Remember I said, Charlie, key to the games, the contributions off the bench. Who gets the biggest contribution? And so far, between Chartrand and Filson, that edge goes to the Penmen.
Carlington Bent started at center for the Penmen, but Filson has been getting most of the time coming in off the bench.
As number 2 on Chartrand. Good job by Delaney on the, saw a little bit of a crack and just took him to the basket.
Yanni Futsitsa is getting ready to come back into the game for New Hampshire College. That's the third personal on Ryan Chartrand, 9th on the team.
We have not called Bobby Miller's name in a long time. He's back in the ball game, but other than some things he did early, we haven't heard too much from him, the Penman's best player.
Pat Delaney makes the first. They'll get another as Yanni Futsitsa comes in. Steve Loapacello coming in as well.
That's Chartrand's third foul, not his second. And that is another big foul.
Chartrand goes out.
That shows you Delaney's a smart guy. You know, you can fall asleep when you're covering a guy like Delaney who doesn't shoot it all that often. But he saw the crack, he took him to the basket. He knows Chartrand has 2 fouls. He says, what the heck, maybe I'll pick up number 3.
Finally, they hand it off to Miller.
When you're covering a guy, you got to know what his foul situation is, because if he's in semi-trouble, you got a chance to get him in total trouble.
Yeah, and they work it into Filson. Almost knocked away. Good defensive move by Pat Delaney, but it ends up in Tim Lee's hands. Lee looking to the open man. He was trying to lead Loapacello, but Steve just wasn't there. He wasn't leaning the right way.
Yeah, plus they've got to come back to the ball. Beating people off the dribble is not Tim Lee's forte. He's a spot-up shooter who can kill you with 3s. But when he's out there in the overplay, you got to come and get him a passing lane to get the ball out of his hands and let him go weak side to get a shot off.
Manuel. Good, Todd Manuel.
Tough shot. Tim Lee was right there on defense.
Lead back up to 8, 39-31, 4:12 to play. First half. It's been all St. A's. Penman trying to climb their way back in from the opening minutes. Filson. No good. Hits the iron, comes back out. Pulled down by Greg Kolwick.
You got to do something to get Tim Lee open on the baseline. He's really got somebody trailing him all over the place, and there's no picks along the baseline. Just not.
Doesn't work that time as they feed it into Ingeneri, and it doesn't fall for him. Miller's slowing it up.
He's not quite as effective on the move as he is when you give him a step to take that shot.
3:34 to play in the first half. Stay with us at the break. We go back to our WMUR TV broadcast center. Jason King will bring you up to date on all that's going on in the world of sports. Bobby Miller, no good. Rebound. Brought forward and pulled down by Kevin Sheehy. Down the other end, it's Joe Engineeri laying it up and in. 10-point lead, and there's a timeout on the court. 3:12 to play first half. St. Anselm 41, New Hampshire College 31.
When cold winds begin to blow and storm clouds start to grow.
With its legendary four-wheel drive capability,
Drive you to despair, just make an angel.
Jeep Grand Cherokee can go where no ordinary 4x4 can. Lease a new Grand Cherokee Laredo for $0 down, $379 a month, and $874 due at signing. Check one out.
Unless you've been under a rock somewhere, this is a huge week in New Hampshire. All the major political candidates, presidential candidates in our WMUR TV studios on Wednesday night for the first in the nation, the New Hampshire debates. Join us for the Republicans at 7, the Democrats at 9, right here only on New Hampshire's WMUR TV ABC 9. 41-31, 10-point lead for St. A's. Tim Lee for three, no good. Comes back out, and Bobby Miller comes out of nowhere to get the rebound. Lee takes it again, bounces up on the top of the backboard, and no good. So you mentioned, Dave, Tim Lee needs to get open and take a couple of shots. He does, but they don't fall. And there's another timeout on the court, and the score remains. 41-31, St. A's up by 10, 2:52 to play in the half. We'll be right back.
If you want great fun, come straight to the top, cause nobody moves like Gunstock.
In 500 words or less, compare the Russian Revolution with
Babysitting my sister's kids. They are the cutest little
Bacteria-producing organisms found only...
Who knows where? And if I go straight, I'll wind up in a
pints of super sludge fudge.
Nobody knows the way people talk around here better than U.S. Cellular, which is why nobody can put you in a better calling plan than us.
Is it supposed to smell like this?
U.S. Cellular, the way people talk around here.
And one of the youngsters on hand there at a packed Stoutenburg Gymnasium on the campus of St. Anselm College. Always a great basketball game when these two teams get together. Tonight, no different. Glad you can be with us on this Monday night on WMUR TV, ABC 9. Engineeri almost loses it. Gets it out. Delaney, bounce pass back to Engineeri, and it bounces out of bounds.
And that was aggressive defense. They tried to put two people. It wasn't a double pick. It was two different picks on Bobby Miller to try and get Joe Engineeri free. And he just slipped past both of them, hustled to get in there and got his hands on the ball.
Lee wants to make a three. He does this time.
Yeah,
Took him 3 tries, but that one falls for the Farmington, New Hampshire native.
Well, that time he had a pick coming around the baseline. I know the first two were designed during the timeout prior to the last timeout, and I think they did it again. Stanley knows he's got to get Tim Lee into the action, and he's got to get him some room to get that shot off.
That was the first three-pointer for Lee, and then Sheehy just got the ball clubbed out of bounds by Bobby Miller. Back out to Sheehy. Bounce pass to Manuel. Manuel, Lavapicello gets over him, gets it off the glass and in.
That's a big-time shot, though. Lavapicello just stood there, never gave his ground. He forced Manuel to shoot it off his heels.
9 points for Manuel. Rebound. Pulled down by Sheehy on the move. Here's Manuel. Falls, ball loose. Bouncing around, ends up in the hands of Tim Lee. Lee waiting for his teammates to catch up to him. Here's Yanni Futsitsas. Kutsitsas over to Miller on the right. Miller slows it down. Minute 38 to play in the half.
I'd go down to Filson again.
We get a whistle. And that's the call. Stanley's not happy, whatever it is.
Oh, man. He's got good agility. They still got it at his age. He's going sideways down, running along with the official, but that was a 5-second call out front.
So a turnover. Turnovers are now, that's the 8th for the Penmen, 4 for the Hawks.
4 turnovers is an excellent first half total, I'll tell you.
Zija. And that foul's going to be on Tim Lee. And look at Stanley. He's wound up. Not sure whether he's arguing about the 5-second or about the foul.
It's just kind of continuous. It's like towns in Long Island. There's not distinctive. They just go, you go from one neighborhood to the next, you're in a different town. You never know the difference. He's going from one argument to the next.
Well, you can always count on a good show on the sidelines with Stan Spiros there.
I don't think you can complain about the foul. Tim Lee, I mean, sometimes, those are fouls. Guys are hustling and trying to get over picks. He got caught on a pick, Tim Lee, trying to get back into the play, and he fouls Zija, but
Stanley's still going at it. Now with the other official. Zija makes 1 of 2.
I think he's
going to get a third.
I think he's saying Bobby Miller, no one was contesting him defensively. They were both standing out there. And if I'm not mistaken, the rule is you've got to make progress towards the basket.
Well, Zija makes the third one. 45-34. Lead back up to 11 with a minute 16 to play in the half.
Penman need to get it to about under double figures. They need not to panic and see if they play 2 for 1, get a couple of good shots.
Miller looking for some help.
And they're double teaming Filson down low.
Papacello been quiet tonight. Lee, no good. He's 1 for 4 in his last 4 attempts. Filson.
Unbelievable. He is on fire.
Mitch Filson, 17 points.
He just ripped that out. I'm not sure who it was down. It was Glasson, I guess, down low on the foul. But there were 4 sets of hands on the ball, and he just rips it out and shoots it in the same motion. First of all is the big rebound over Kulawek, trying not to pick up the foul, and it's Zija down there holding on to the ball. Yeah, they gave Zija the foul.
That was 18, not 17, and that's 19. Mitch Filson leading all scorers with 19 points here in the first half, 8 for 11 from the floor.
If I'm St. A's, I go 2 for 1 with 50 seconds to go. They're bound to get 1 score in 2 possessions, so the worst they could do is come out even. They might be +2.
Kolwick works on Kutsitsas. They find Sheehy. Sheehy's stripped away. We get a whistle, and there'll be a foul.
Yanni, no question about that. For certain guys, though, there's no question that was a foul. Certain guys, I include myself in that group, who would never admit a foul no matter what you did to them. You rake them across the arm, you knock them down, you fall on top of them. That's not my fault. That's a non-call in that case.
Chartrand getting ready to come back into the game for the Penmen.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Sheehy misses that one.
That's for a 3-point shot. They got to be careful, though. He's got 3. I don't think I'd take this gamble. In fact, I know I wouldn't take this gamble.
Filson goes out, so Stan going with the offense as he brings in Chartrand. He's got Chartrand, Kutsitsas, Papacello, Lee, and Miller.
And he's not the kind of guy, he's so reckless in his playing. He's not the kind of guy who plays under control to avoid that 4th foul. He could pick one up just on instinct, going after a ball and not think about it.
30 seconds. Chartrand bringing it up for the Penmen. It's guarded by Zija. 20 seconds.
He's got his hand out. He's got to watch out.
Down to 10 seconds. Now they got to do something with it. They got to move the ball. Zija finds Lee. Got the open man on Papacello. Back to Lee. Way out 3-pointer. It's good. Tim Lee with a big 3-pointer. And the final seconds tick off the clock here at Stoutenburg Gymnasium. What a half of basketball between the Hawks and the Penmen.
That was from 5:08. That was way beyond the line.
Tim Lee with his 3rd 3-pointer, and this one from way downtown. Take another look at it before we head back to our WMUR TV broadcast center. Look at where Tim Lee spots up for this one.
That's good defense by St. A's. They take it away. He's 3 steps behind the line, and he's falling away. And nothing but net. Big shot.
So after one half of basketball here at Stoutenburg Gymnasium on the campus of St. Anselm College, we got a 6-point ball game. St. Anselm Hawks 46, the Penmen of New Hampshire College 40. Another half of basketball to go, but first let's head back to our WMUR-TV broadcast center and Jason King.
Thank you, Charlie. A great in-state basketball game over there at Stoutenburg Gymnasium. 2 of the best Division II basketball programs in the country, just about a 10-minute drive apart from one another. They're playing on the campus of St. Anselm College tonight, and the Hawks lead 46-40 here at halftime. Welcome, everyone, to our WMUR studios for the Hawks Halftime Report. I'm Jason King. Coming up during the break, we'll check on the UNH men's hockey team. The new polls are out. Are they still at the top? We'll let you know. Plus, the Patriots have started looking elsewhere for a new head coach. Have they given up on Bill Belichick? Maybe. We'll tell you who they plan to talk to this week. And, of course, we'll have first-half highlights of the game you're watching. The Penmen trail the Hawks by 6 here at halftime. We'll be right back.
Don't you just hate the phrase, assembly required? Well, at Chili's, we do too. So with our Chili's sirloin stack, we've done all the assembling for you. We take tender, juicy sirloin, hand-rubbed with our robust blend of seasonings, a mound of sautéed onions, and grilled peppers. Then we put them together for an incredibly bold new taste. And you'll only need a couple basic tools. Chili's sirloin stack. Let's eat.
You hear it every day, promises of 50, 60, 70% off. I always ask off what?
I don't know of any furniture store that sells at full retail.
That's why at Ippolito's we have value pricing.
I'm a value man, value man, value man. At Ippolito's, one low price is all you'll find.
So what's it going to be? Promises, promises, promises.
Or everyday value pricing at Ippolito's Furniture.
Ippolito's Furniture, where value pricing saves you money.
Route 3, Meredith, New Hampshire.
At Hillsborough Ford, we've standardized the way we do business. We've pre-discounted the price of every vehicle, and we put that price on the window of every car in the lot. Not only is the lowest price clearly displayed, but there are several payment programs available, and they're clearly marked as well. When you come to Hillsborough Ford, you'll find that standardizing the way we do business is going to make it easy for you to get your next car or truck. We found that the car business is all about people, and people appreciate dealing with integrity. They don't care how much you know. They want to know how much you care.
In a world where success is often measured by how much is acquired, there is one company whose gauge for achievement is based on how much they give back. George's Apparel. At George's, we offer free alterations to every customer on every suit, every sport coat, and every pair of slacks they buy. Looking your best doesn't have to cost a lot, and at George's, you're guaranteed a great fit at a price even better than great. Free. George's Apparel, measuring success one stitch at a time.
Welcome back, everyone. You're watching St. Anselm College basketball against New Hampshire College basketball, and the Hawks lead the Penmen by 6 at the break. Welcome back, everyone, to our WMUR studios for the Hawks Halftime Report. The Hawks Halftime Report. We will have first half highlights later on in the report, but first let's check in on some UNH hockey. The men's team had a tough weekend against Northeastern with two games and 2 ties, but it didn't seem to hurt them at all thanks to North Dakota and Wisconsin losses. The new polls are out. The U.S. College Hockey online poll has UNH at #1 still, and once again, they received all 40 first-place votes from the voters. You see there, number 2, 3, 4, and 5 are Wisconsin, Michigan, North Dakota, and Maine pulls in at number 5, so they remain in the top 5. New Hampshire, despite the 2 ties this weekend, still #1 in the nation. It's a huge weekend coming up for the Cats. They have a home-and-home series with Boston University, and the Terriers are just a point behind UNH in the Hockey East standings. A couple of wins this weekend could give the Cats some much-needed breathing room for the stretch run of the season. Friday night's game is at Taos Rink, and we can have it live for you right here on WMUR-TV, ABC9. Check it out. Our coverage begins at 7 o'clock. The Big Green of Dartmouth are on the ice tonight. Currently 4-8-4 overall, 3-3-3 in the ECAC. The Big Green take on Cornell on the road. Dartmouth had a tough loss at Colgate Saturday night, 5-2 the final there. Tonight, it's just another tough test.
They're a good team. They're big and strong and very, very physical and good in goal. Pretty gifted up front and on the blue line, too. So, you know, they're a really tough team.
The Bruins are on the ice as we speak. The Calgary Flames at the Fleet Center early in the first. Calgary strikes. Mark Savard with the spin-around goal. Defoe never saw it. 1-0 Flames. Boston get it back on the power play. Steve Hines feeds Joe Murphy. Murphy stuffs in his own rebound. That made it 1-1. Both teams picked up one more. 2-2 is your score after one period. There is still more to come on the Hawk Halftime Report. I keep wanting to say the Hack Halftime Report. I'll get it straight, though. Will the Patriots be giving up on Bill Belichick as their new head coach? We'll tell you who they're planning on talking to this week. Plus, first half highlights of the game you're watching. The Hawks lead the Penmen by 6 at the break. We're back after this.
The more things stay the same, the more they change.
1400 Motors, a tradition of sales and service.
Service, service, service. It's always been about customer service.
Sales, new or used, the right vehicle for the right price.
Chrysler 5-Star Award. You can't get any better.
We can and will do better. Customer service, customer satisfaction.
1400 Motors, Chrysler 5-Star sales, service, and selection.
In 500 words or less, compare the Russian Revolution with
Babysitting my sister's kids. They are the cutest little
Bacteria-producing organisms found only...
Who knows where? And if I go straight, I'll wind up in a
pints of super sludge fudge.
Nobody knows the way people talk around here better than U.S. Cellular, which is why nobody can put you in a better calling plan than us.
Is it supposed to smell like this?
U.S. Cellular, the way people talk around here.
The staff of the Executive Health and Sports Center inspires, motivates, and educates people to be healthy, active, and well. Our full-service facilities and diverse programs are a proven way to reduce medical and lifestyle health risk factors. Our exceptional team of professionals will coach you to achieve your goals and to improve your health, productivity, and quality of life. Come visit the Executive Health and Sports Center at the entrance to the Manchester Airport. Call 668-4753.
Camelot Home Centers have declared war on landlords. Renters, if you're paying $400, $500, $600, or $700 a month for rent right now, you could own the home and land of your dreams. Come in and save thousands off of all single and double wide homes, including a 5-bedroom. Here's a 5-bedroom home with skylights, a fireplace, and a jacuzzi. We have 5 hungry banks waiting to finance you. So if you're sick of sending in your rent check just to make your landlord rich, get into a Camelot Home Center this weekend and take advantage of awesome savings.
Basketball game for you tonight on WMUR TV. The number 9 team in the nation, New Hampshire College, trails St. Anselm College by 6 at the break. 46-40 is your halftime score. Welcome back, everyone, to the Hawk Halftime Report. I got it right that time. See, I can do it. The New England Patriots may not be willing to pay the price for Bill Belichick anymore. The team plans to speak with Jacksonville defensive coordinator Dom Capers this week. Capers was head coach of the Carolina Panthers from 1995 to 1998, leading them to the NFC Championship game in just their second year of existence. The Pats also plan to speak with former Pittsburgh Steelers executive Tom Donahoe. Capers and Donahoe could be brought in as a head coach GM team. On the darker side of NFL news tonight, Derek Thomas of the Kansas City Chiefs has a broken neck and is paralyzed from the waist down. The 9-time Pro Bowl linebacker was involved in a car accident yesterday that killed his friend. The accident happened in slick, snowy conditions. It is unclear, according to the Kansas City Chiefs, as to whether Thomas will ever regain the use of his legs. According to officials, Thomas and the man killed were not wearing their seatbelts and were thrown from the car. Now on to basketball, and first some possible big news at the high school level tonight. Julie Messenger of Hinsdale High is 17 points away from becoming the first player in Hinsdale history to reach the 1,000 mark for her career. The 1,000-point mark, that is. Hinsdale is at Conant tonight, as is our camera. Highlights of that game tonight at 11 o'clock, regardless of whether she gets her 1,000th point or not. If she doesn't do it tonight, then she could do it Friday night. Their next game is at Newport. Now to the game at hand. Time to run down your New England Ford dealers halftime highlights. A couple of longtime Granite State coaches, Keith Dixon taking on Stan Spiro. The Hawks against the Penmen. Check out this move from Bobby Miller early on. The NECC Player of the Week shows why. Hawks moving well, though. Joe Ingenieri with a nice bounce pass to Pat Delaney for the easy lay-in. Then it was the Joe Ingenieri show. 3 there, and then 3 more, that time on the move, and then from way downtown, 3 more. 23 to 12 Hawks at that point. Penman hanging on, though. Nice behind-the-back pass to Mitch Filson, who takes advantage with the bucket and the foul. 19 points for Filson in the first half alone. Then Ryan Chartrand with a nice move in the lane. St. A's comes right back, though, ahead to Greg Kulowick on the break for the lay-in. 35-28 St. A's. A 6-point game here at the half. 46-40 is your halftime score. So those are your New England Ford Dealers halftime highlights. And that's your score, 46-40. But there's plenty of basketball still left to be played. We will have more from Stoutenburg Gym when we return.
Two years ago, I never thought I'd see this day. The bills were piling up, collectors were calling nonstop. Everything felt out of control. Then I heard about Consumer Credit Counseling Service. My wife and I made an appointment that day. In the counseling session, we worked out a budget and a repayment plan for our debt. Later, we attended educational seminars that taught us even more. Today, we're very close to being debt-free. Thanks to CCCS, we're back in control of our finances.
Don't you just hate the phrase, assembly required? Well, at Chili's, we do too. So with our Chili's sirloin stack, we've done all the assembling for you. We take tender, juicy sirloin, hand-rubbed with our robust blend of seasonings, a mound of sautéed onions, and grilled peppers. Then we put them together for an incredibly bold new taste. And you'll only need a couple basic tools. Chili's sirloin stack. Let's eat.
In 500 words or less, compare the Russian Revolution with
Babysitting my sister's kids. They are the cutest little
Bacteria-producing organisms found only...
Who knows where? And if I go straight, I'll wind up in a
pints of super sludge fudge.
Nobody knows the way people talk around here better than U.S. Cellular, which is why nobody can put you in a better calling plan than us.
Is it supposed to smell like this?
U.S. Cellular, the way people talk around here.
Welcome back, everyone, to our WMUR studios. It's the Hawks halftime report. 2 of the best Division II basketball teams in the country going at it over at Stoutenburg Gymnasium. The 14-2 Penmen, 8-0 in the NECC. And Charlie grooving to the Hawk halftime report music, I can tell. It's a 10.
It's good stuff.
Because he can dance to it. St. Anselm Hawks, 12-4 overall, 7-2 in the NE10. And those 2 guys can't wait to get back to second half basketball. So I'll give it up to you guys, I guess. Enjoy it.
All right, Jason, if you'd like to do some dancing, come on right over to Stoutenburg Gymnasium, because not only is the place rocking and rolling, there's some pretty good music to go along with it as well. It is still the half here at Stoutenburg Gymnasium. What a basketball game it has been. It was billed as a game that was going to be a wild one, and it certainly has been, and we're glad you can be with us tonight on this chilly Monday night in New Hampshire. A week and a day before the first in the nation New Hampshire primary. And, of course, stay with us right here on WMUR TV ABC 9 all the way through New Hampshire's first in the nation primary next week. Of course, we've got the big debates coming up on Wednesday night, live on WMUR TV, ABC 9, the only place where you will see it all in one night. All the major presidential candidates will be in our WMUR TV studios on Wednesday for the first in the nation, the New Hampshire debates. The Republicans are at 7, the Democrats at 9. You will not want to miss this. Only on WMUR TV, ABC 9. All right, let's take a look at the stats for the first half. And as usual, they pretty much tell the story because there's only a 6-point differential in the score.
But when you consider the way this game started out and the way St. A's were just burning the basket down, New Hampshire College did a pretty good job of getting back in. St. A's has scored one more field goal. They start off on fire at the 3. They only wound up 3 for 9. Penman doing a better job there. They've struggled thanks to some good perimeter defense by St. A's. They're 3 out of 12 from the foul line. St. A's has a +4, I'm sorry, at the three-point line. St. A's a +4 at the foul line. They've got a big advantage in rebounding, and they are probably an advantage of -2 in turnovers. But rebounding is the story, because that's given them the chance to get some second shots, which has turned out been part of the reason they had the big advantage at the foul line.
Individual leading scorers, Joe Ingenieri with 13, Greg Kulwick with 10, Todd Manuel with 8. They have the leading scorers for the Hawks, for the Penmen. Mitch Filson with 19 first-half points. Ryan Chartrand with 10. Tim Lee with 8. Bobby Miller right behind him.
Penman have 40 points in the game. 29 are off the bench between Chartrand and Filson. Remember I said whoever got one of the keys to the game was contributions off the bench. And that has been huge for New Hampshire College. Otherwise, they'd be losing by 30 right now.
Carapastola's in the game. The ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Hawks ball. Penman unable to even get a shot off on the opening possession.
If I'm St. Anselm, I don't do it this possession. I come back the second possession. I try and set a blind pick on Carapastulo, and I try and pick up his 4th foul.
Joe Ingenieri for 2.
Now Bobby Miller falling asleep. Can't give him any room, because he'll just exploit it.
Untisis still with it. Yanni goes. Now he gives it off to Carapastolo. Tim Lee with the fall away. Of course, he had that big 3-pointer just before the buzzer at the half to close the lead to 6. But it's back up to 8, and here come the Hawks trying to add to it. Penman first 2 possessions here in the second half have come up with nothing, and a line violation, a break for the Penmen as the Hawks turn it over.
Yeah, that time Bobby Miller didn't give Joe Ingenieri, dared him to drive, didn't give him any room to get that shot off, and he was forced to give up the ball.
Miller. Haven't heard a lot from Bobby Miller tonight other than on the boards. Scoring-wise, he hasn't done much.
Got Yanni Fasitsa starting over Larrabee in the second half.
Again, they throw the ball out of bounds. 3 possessions. All 3 times the Penmen come up empty. 2 of the times they've thrown the ball out of bounds. That was intended for Carlington Bent.
Yeah, I think if I'm Stanley, I would have started Mitch Filson in the second half. He's just been on fire. And as I said, they've gotten 75% of their scoring off the bench.
Well, Sheehy went in for the shot, had the ball knocked away, but didn't just get ball, got a little hand. Bobby Miller gets called for his first personal and the first of the half against New Hampshire College.
Sometimes you just got to go with that hot hand.
Look at Keith Dixon in his 14th season here at St. Anselm College. Many people felt that on 2 different occasions, Keith should have gone back to his alma mater as the head coach, but the powers that be at the State University first decided to go with
well, he didn't go for it
Jeff
last
Jackson,
time.
And then the last time he decided not to even try for it.
He should have got it. He should have got it the time Jeff Jackson got it. At least in my humble opinion.
But Phil Rowe has taken the job and a good man there, so they found themselves a good one in any event. Miller. Bounce pass. Carapastolo out to Lee. Lucky they didn't get a whistle there. Batted away and picked off by Pat Delaney. Penman don't have any points here in the second half. Played almost 2 minutes. And a 3-pointer right there.
I tell you, he's a scary guy to cover. I mean, there was not that much room.
Joe Ingenieri.
I mean, you have to say, you can get the layup on me. I don't care.
18 points
you
for
are
Joe
driving.
Ingenieri. Look at this.
One step, no hand up though. Tim Lee's got to be closer to him. Doesn't have his hand up, and you give him room to get his shot up in the air. Forget it. It's nothing but net.
Dave, coming up tonight at 9 o'clock at the conclusion of this basketball game, one of your favorite movies, the guy who many people in downtown Manchester have mistaken you for. Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer, starring in Top Gun, as we bring you a special edition of Cinema 9 coming up tonight at 9 o'clock on WMUR-TV. That, of course, to be followed by News 9, The Night Report. Tom Griffith and the entire news team. Jennifer Vaughn, Mike Haddad, yours truly, will be back in studio. Kutitsas working it around. Bobby Miller. Miller with the body. Tardio goes down, no call. Three-pointer is good for Ryan Chartrand.
And that time he makes a substitution, goes with the guy who had the hot hand in the first half. Takes, I think, Tim Lee out of the game. Yeah, Tim Lee out of the ball game.
Chartrand has played very well off the bench.
Not going with Filson, though.
13 points for Ryan. Foul away from the ball. Probably going to be on Carlington Bent right there. 0-0. Out of Cambridge. Played for a year at Bridgeton Academy up in Bridgeton, Maine. He's a big fellow, 6'9", 270. He's a sophomore.
He gives a little bit different dimension than Mitch Filson. He's more of a rebounding defender in the middle, not much of an offensive player. But he makes you think about changing his shot if you take it in there. He's so big. And the Penmen are 8-0 since he moved into the starting lineup.
Tardio with that last basket. Kutitsas shot no good. Rebound, Ingenierie.
It's starting out exactly like the first half did.
To Sheehy. Sheehy loses it. Carapastolo picks it up. Soto, cross. Slows it down. Chartrand gives it back to Carapastolo. No good. Rebound pulled down. And we got a whistle. The rebound was hauled down by Mike Dunn, and we got a whistle.
Yeah, that was not a good shot. There were no rebounders underneath. They really didn't have any kind of shape offensively, and they just let it go too quickly.
Penmen have one three-point basket by Ryan Chartrand here in the second half.
And Filson does come in now.
Pitch into the game for Carlington Bent.
Covering Kevin Sheehy out by the three-point line. I don't think I'd do that.
Penmen had the lead down to 4 at one point, 6 at the half. The lead for St. A's now 54-43. 11-point spread. And you figure if you wait long enough, there's going to be a whistle, and there is.
Well, again, that time Bobby Miller saying you're having no room to get off the three, and he forced him to the dribble. He bodied him a little bit, picks up the foul.
Second on Bobby Miller, fourth on the Penmen. 16:26 to play in the second half. It's been all Penmen so far. Check back all Hawks so far. Underneath, nice move by Greg Kolwick. Finds a very small opening and manages to put it in.
I found that opening because he started up with the right hand, switching to the left hand.
12 points for Kolwick, stolen away. Chris Tardio for 2. It's good, Chris Tardio. And a timeout by the Penmen. Stanley has seen enough as his team has but 3 points, 1 basket in 3 minutes and 59 seconds. Hawks leading this one 58-43, and Chris Tardio is approaching a milestone himself. He has 1,499 career points. His next one will make him the 6th all-time leading scorer in Hawk history here on the hilltop at St. Anselm. And take a look at points number 1498 and 99 for Chris Tardio.
And Carapastolo backs off. I thought we were looking at foul number 4 coming up, especially since he threw a lazy pass out into the wing. The ball was, I think, going to Chartrand. He was just standing back on his heels waiting for the pass to come to him, and Tardio just stepped into the lane and took the ball away. You have to come to the ball. And you have to be, when you're throwing the pass, you've got to be moving toward the defender when you've got a team that overplays as well as St. Anselm does.
Tardio is perfect from the field. Now he picks up the loose ball as well. Tardio 5 for 5 for 10 points. And the Hawks come up again. Tardio, no good. Rebound, Carapastolo.
Penmen need good shots. They don't need quick shots.
Miller. Out to Yanni. Yanni loses it, gets it back. Around the perimeter. Chartrand falls over, nearly holds on to the ball to Filson. He wanted to work on it. Filson wanted to work on Sheehy, draws the foul.
Hey, what, he had 4 white shirts around him. Pete Dixon doesn't like the call. looked that way to me. That looked like he got all ball, but fouls on Delaney. Delaney is the guy. Look at the way the Hawks just converge on Filson. 4 guys. There goes Ingenierie into the post. Sheehy's got him. Here comes Delaney. Looks like all ball to me.
Take a timeout. 15-13 to play. It's St. Anselm College 58, New Hampshire College 43.
Dudes.
The new Ford Focus. Smooth ride, smooth price. At your New England Ford dealer.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by Hillsborough Ford, by Camelot Home Centers, by your New England Jeep dealers, and by U.S. Cellular. New Hampshire College will put the ball in play under their own basket. They have just 1 bucket here in the second half. They were down by 6 at the break. They now find themselves down by 15. Soto Carapastolo.
Good job of Tardio again to step in the passing lane. They're reading where the guy with the ball is looking to throw the pass. And they're there before he gets there, decides himself.
Futitsas with the turnaround. Yanni Futitsas.
Think he was trying to bank that baby?
58-45, 14:44 to go. Ingenierie loses it, but it'll be Hawk ball. Goes off of one of the penmen.
Good help underneath by Yanni. Ingenierie had beaten Miller. Looked like he was going to take it in for a layup.
They worked that play so well this time. Sheehy can't convert. Futitsas behind the back, goes right into the hands of Pat Delaney.
Why would you do that?
Oh, man. The 3, no good. Batted in. Sheehy manages to get the hand on it and swats it into the net.
Just a good job of running the lanes. And that was a fast break. He wasn't going to get the ball. He just ran a lane, occupied it, and just kept his eye on where the ball was going, was in position to just make that tip.
Hawks have really opened it up here in the second half. Filson goes up without the ball, draws the foul. The Hawks don't like it, and neither do their fans.
Engineering's bouncing the ball kind of high. How high does it have to go to get the tee? It just can't come down. That was close. I didn't see that one. That was blocked out here on the baseline.
It's only the first personal on Ingenierie. Second on the Hawks. That inbounds pass to Miller. Miller wants to take it himself. One-hander won't go. Filson fighting for it. Mitch gets the rebound. Looking for some help as Miller. Miller for 3. No good. Rebound knocked out of bounds. It should be Penman ball. Went off of Sheehy.
Great box out, though, on Larrabee. Sheehy had him in front and Manuel. They sandwiched him inside. He couldn't move anywhere.
Take another look at that.
Here's the play on the Ingenierie. There's the behind-the-back pass. The ill-advised behind-the-back pass. Here's a nice tip by Sheehy. Comes into the middle of your screen. There he is. Nobody puts a body on him. Just nestles it over the front.
Down the other end.
A lot of boos in the last 2 or 3 minutes here from the crowd.
We got a foul on Bobby Miller, his 3rd personal, and the last thing Stan Sparrow needs is Bobby Miller to get in foul trouble. It's good for 2 by Todd Manuel.
Great pick. St. A's is scoring every time, as you mentioned earlier, Charlie. Every time they take the ball out of bounds, they're scoring. That time, just a great pick and a quick release by Manuel.
Chartrand throws it away. Oh, the Penmen are just throwing the ball out of bounds every opportunity.
Yeah, that's a sign of good defense. they're frustrated, they're looking to score, they're going up in the air before they really have something, and then when they get up there, there's nowhere to go with it, and they start looking for a pass, and that's why you get balls going out of bounds like that.
Well, Miller forced to the bench with 3 personals.
There's some great picks going on the baseline, the St. A's offense. That's why guys are getting wide open like that.
Underneath. And there it is, point number 1,500 and 1,501 for Chris Tardio. He becomes the 6th all-time leading scorer in St. Anselm Hawk basketball history. No good. Rebound, Sheehy. Delaney up to Tardio, lays it up, no good. Rebound fought for, goes out of bounds. It'll be Penman ball.
I know what the topic A of discussion was in Keith Dixon's locker room during halftime was to keep the ball out of Mitch Filson's hands, because he's really having a tough time, or the Penmen are having a tough time getting it into him. Generally, he sets up in that low block and he's setting picks for three-point shooters coming out of that area. Today, he's the #1 option.
Underneath, there's the pass underneath to Brian Larrabee, but oh man.
Okay, there's some yapping going on down there, trash talking.
Offensive foul called on Brian Larrabee, his 2nd personal and the 6th on the Penmen.
Have to keep an eye on Larrabee and Sheehy, because Sheehy was down on the deck, as I said, kind of yapping at Larrabee, so they must have something going.
Listen to the Hawk fans on their feet. They've just announced that Chris Tardio had his 1,500th point and the crowd on its feet. So you're seeing a little bit of history here tonight on WMUR-TV.
It's a lot of points. 50,000 is a nice round number.
Sheehy
gets a lot of attention, but 1,500 I think is more like the 1,000-yard gainer in football.
Nobody there near Tardio. Ball just bouncing around, and finally it's claimed by Todd Manuel, and nobody wanted it.
I want to see the replay on that. Manuel had gotten sent flying out of bounds earlier in that exchange. He came from out of bounds. Does he have both feet in by the time he gets the ball? Give him, either way, give him credit for hustle. Here he comes flying out of bounds in an exchange. I think Tim Lee bodies him out, and he steps back in. Look, well, you can't tell from that angle. Filson picks up the foul, but as I said, give him credit for hustle.
Todd Manuel misses the first.
A lot of times you see guys get launched out of bounds in those physical plays, and they wind up laying on the deck yelling at the official, crying for a foul, but Manuel didn't do that.
Engineering comes into the game. Tardio goes out. Manuel with another free throw.
Now, one of the options that Stanley can use, Charlie, is to go to the press, but I got to think this is a tough team to press. They can go small with Manuel playing forward, and Engineering and Delaney, and they've got three or four pretty decent ball handlers. It's tough to press them.
That last New Hampshire College foul was on Mitch Filson. It was only a 2nd. Mitch comes back with the basket.
And if they press, they probably have to take Mitch out of the game. It's really been not the only answer, but one of 2 big answers offensively. It's the only guy who's got any shots that are falling with regularity.
Underneath, nice move by Sheehy.
Pick and roll.
67-49. Hawks have controlled the game from the outset, but it's been all St. A's second half. They led it by 6 heading into the second 20 minutes of play, and right now they're up 67-49. 18-point margin, and the Penmen are still ice cold.
But there's 3 people on the offensive boards for St. A's, and the only one down there for the Penmen is Mitch Filson. You're not going to get any offensive rebounds that way.
Timeout on the court, 11-10 to play in this one. As you look at Chris Tardio now with 1,501 career points. The score, St. A's 67, New Hampshire College 49.
Camelot Home Centers have declared war on landlords. Renters, if you're paying $400, $500, $600, or $700 a month for rent right now, you could own the home and land of your dreams. Come in and save thousands off of all single and double wide homes, including a 5-bedroom. Here's a 5-bedroom home with skylights, a fireplace, and a jacuzzi. We have 5 hungry banks waiting to finance you. So if you're sick of sending in your rent check just to make your landlord rich, get into a Camelot Home Center this weekend and take advantage of awesome savings.
Today's game is being brought to you in part by George's Apparel, by Camelot Home Center, by your New England Ford dealers, and by U.S. Cellular. We hope you're enjoying tonight's basketball game, a great in-state rivalry between two of the best Division II programs in the country, New Hampshire College and St. Anselm College. On Friday night, we've got two of the top Division I college hockey powers in the country. The #1 team in the nation, the UNH Wildcats, against Boston University, #5 in the nation. You'll see those two teams go at it live at a sold-out Taos rink at the Whittemore Center Friday night, 7 o'clock, only on WMUR TV. Foul underneath, going for the ball. It's against Tim Sheehy. And the Penmen with an opportunity finally to get a couple of points because they only have 9 here in the first 9+ minutes of the second half.
Well, crowd didn't like it, but Kevin Sheehy, the man who did it, was shaking his head after one of those initials. They said he's one of those guys, it's like, I didn't foul, but he was shaking his head like it was his foul. You know, the only real adjustment that St. Anselm has made, or a big tightened up area, is the defense on the post with Filson, because even throughout the first half when the Penmen came back in the game, the people out front were doing a pretty good job.
Chartrand misses them both, and Stan Sparrow just shakes his head and puts his arms out. One of those nights where nothing seems to be going right for the #4 team in the nation, the Penmen.
I think St. Anselm's defense has a lot to do with this.
Got them #9 team in the nation. #2 in the Northeast.
They just are playing good defense. Physical.
This man's team #4 in the Northeast. That could all change after tonight.
I think he's got it.
Carapastolo decides to take it himself, throws up an air ball, and there goes the crowd.
What a pick by Tim Lee.
Stan wants to put Bobby Miller back in.
Yeah, when you're on the bench in a game like this and you're just you're searching for answers, you're trying to find one guy who's, you know, the lights are on at home. And Brian Larrabee has been struggling.
So Larrabee comes out. Well, Chartrand comes out. Chartrand comes out. Bobby Miller's back in. 10:25 to play.
Carapastolo is covering Engineering. It's a quickness advantage to see if he's going to give him room.
Engineering from way downtown on the top of the key. Miller rebound. Up to Lee. 3, no good. A lot of iron being banged tonight by the Penmen. Oh! Bodies go down hard.
They just got the 5-7 split on that one.
Wow. Both Filson and Carapastolo go down hard. Larrabee going to come right back into the game.
Picked up the spare.
Check that Chartrand coming back into the game, and Lava Pacello is going out.
Just look at this nice look back by Kula, a good catch off the pass, but as we said, picked up the spare on the 5-7 split, going back the other way.
Drying off the floor down at the other end. You see Bobby Miller and Soto Carapastolo,
who's had a tough ball game tonight.
Out of Larissa Grease, Carapastolo.
Yeah, you pick up those quick early fouls, and it's almost impossible to get into the rhythm. Sit out the whole first half. Everybody's warm, but he only played 2 minutes in the first half. Tough to get into rhythm.
Chartrand looking for some help. Finally gets Miller open. Top of the key. On the left, Carapastolo. It's good for 3. Soto Carapastolo.
Good takedown by Tardio or Chartrand under the basket on the attempt to box each other out.
Lead is 15 for the Hawks. 9.5 minutes to play.
Penmen were down by about this much in the first game, and they came back and had about a 6-point lead, so it's never over.
Tardio tries to bounce, pass it out to Greg Colwick. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Penmen ball.
That was a good call by the officials because Bobby Miller was going out. Looked like he might have got his hand on that pass as they threw it to the outside. And if you make the call on instinct, you're going to call it on Miller. They didn't do that. Nice call by the officials.
Let me remind our viewers one more time that this is the week. New Hampshire primary, first in the nation, is 1 week from tomorrow night. And this is a very busy week as the presidential candidates will return to the Granite State tomorrow. Of course, the Iowa caucuses tonight. We'll have the results coming up tonight at 11 o'clock on News 9 on the Night Report. Tom Griffith and Jennifer Vaughn will run it all down for you, but on Wednesday, all the major presidential candidates will be right in our WMUR-TV studios for the first in the nation, the New Hampshire debates. Join us for the Republicans at 7, the Democrats at 9. You'll only see it one place on New Hampshire's WMUR-TV ABC 9. Then on Friday night, we'll be at a sold-out Taos rink at the Whittemore Center. The #1 team in the nation, UNH Wildcats, taking on BU. You talk about great rivalries, that'll be another great one. Friday night at 7, live on WMUR.
I think Bill Bradley,
great week.
I think Bill Bradley could score some points campaigning here today.
He was playing for the Penmen. I'm sure the Penmen fans would go far.
They could use somebody who's hot. Of course, didn't want the Pulse that he may not be that hot in Iowa.
Carapastolo to Miller. Bobby Miller, jumper. No good, gets the foul. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, see, that is an example of how when you're playing a guy, how you got to bend your knees, because Tardio is quick, and he just was a little bit standing up straight, and Miller guy was a little bit lower and just blew by him, took it to the basket. Now, there's certain guys that you cover that there's a little bit of a margin of error, and a couple other guys, other people, that there's no margin of error. And quickness is one of those things. Miller's a guy who puts it on the floor and is so quick, you just have to be ready all the time because he's just gone. And Ingenierie, I've been saying it pretty much the whole night, you cannot give him any room. You can't fall asleep because if he has a little bit of daylight, he's going to put up the 3.
Miller makes one of 2. Fighting for the rebound is that Tim Lee or Ryan Chartrand? Who's down there on the floor? Chartrand.
What a great effort on the part of Chartrand to run around. I think it was Manuel who had him boxed out to somehow get his hands on that ball and get the rebound.
67-53, 8:42 to play. Coming up at 9 o'clock, Top Gun, the award-winning movie starring Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer. Special edition of Cinema 9 tonight at 9 o'clock on WMUR.
What are you going to say? I look like Viper.
The wrestler?
The worst looking guy in the movie.
Oh. Nice pass by Tardio. Ingenierie can't get it to fall. Back come the Penmen. Carapastolo on the right-hand side. Foul away from the ball.
Tell you what, that was pretty good defensive effort on the part of Carapastolo. He went off on the double team and then jumped back into where the three-point shot was coming in to distract. Who took that? Ingenierie? Distract Ingenierie on the shot.
8:11 to play. Hawks with a comfortable lead. Long inbound pass.
That's what they call a safety valve.
Wow. Carapastolo trying to work against Ingenierie. Out to Chartrand for 3. No good. Playing it again.
Good job of moving Miller off the ball by Tardio on the rebound. Little subtle move with his left arm.
Tardio, top of the key, good for 3.
Yeah, somebody lost him.
Chris Tardio. 70-53. 17-point lead. Carapastolo has the ball stripped away from behind by Todd Manuel. Manuel up to a wide open Tardio. Now he runs into traffic. Goes against Filson. And Filson's going to get called for the foul.
That was a good call. Mitch didn't have his feet set. Good effort on his part to try and get there. I tell you what, the guy who makes the play is Manuel. He just gets the ball off the block and immediately, look, he just pushes it up the floor. He sees Tardio. Doesn't diddle around with the ball out in the backcourt. He just pushes it up to the guy, and look at Tardio takes it. Now watch Filson. Is he set or is he leaning? He's leaning as he goes there. Nice piece of officiating.
Third personal on Mitch Filson. So Mitch Filson and Bobby Miller each in foul trouble.
Now, by this point, Stan Sparrow has no choice. He's got to go with these guys. You're down 18, probably going to be 19 after this foul shot. Just go with the best 5 you got. If they foul out, That's the way it goes.
There's a timeout on the court with 7:22 to play here at Stoutenburg Gymnasium. The score, St. Anselm College 72, New Hampshire College 53. We'll be right back.
When cold winds begin to blow and storm clouds start to grow.
With its legendary four-wheel drive capability,
Drive you to despair, just make an angel.
Jeep Grand Cherokee can go where no ordinary 4x4 can. Lease a new Grand Cherokee Laredo for $0 down, $379 a month, and $874 due at signing. Check one out.
Presenting the full line of Toro snow throwers. Toro's nimble electric models. Toro's versatile single-stage gas models. And Toro's mighty two-stage models. With Toro's exclusive Power Curve technology, whatever the snow, you'll see a powerful performance. Toro, when you want it done right. Available only at Toro dealers.
Game's making their way back out on the court. 72-53. St. Anselm College leading this one, and they have led it all game. 7:18 to play. Carapastolo up to Ryan Chartrand. Chartrand guarded very closely by Zija. Chartrand trying to get away from the crowd. Gets it out to Carapastolo. Back in the corner. Chartrand for three. No good. He's playing a lot of them tonight. Ryan had the hot hand in the first half. He's been ice cold in the second half. The Penmen are 5 for 16 shooting here in the second half.
There's number 4 on Mitch Filson.
So one more and Mitch is going to have a seat.
And just taking it to him. Good job of ball movement. And then Manuel gets it in the corner, goes against the grain as the defenders are coming back to the baseline and gets himself a good angle to get the shot off.
Manuel at the line.
Give Keith Dixon credit. The adjustment that has worked or been the most effective here after halftime was the way the Hawks have defended Filson, who had 19 in the first half, and they might have 3 here in the second. But
Lava Pacello comes in, and Chartrand goes out for New Hampshire College. Pat Delaney getting ready to come back in for the Hawks of St. A's, and he does. He replaces Todd Manuel. Manuel getting a nice hand.
Done a nice job off the bench. Instant offense.
20-point lead for St. Anselm College. Ugly if you're a Penman fan, beautiful if you're a Hawk fan. Carapastolo for 2.
It's a pretty tough shot with a defender hanging on him with the kiss.
6:33 to go. For 3. Pat Delaney.
They're just finding every open man. 21 points with 6 minutes to go. The only time I've seen that kind of a gap close down was NCAA opening round at Hampshire College against Assumption. They were trailing by 25 with 6 minutes to go, and they won the game.
Get a foul away from the ball. Take another look at that last bucket, that three-pointer from downtown.
Look at the ball movement. They're starting it off on the right-hand side. They find Delaney to the left of the foul line on the movement. And he doesn't shoot very often, but he's not afraid to let it go when he's wide open and has the chance.
Take a look at that in a second. Let's watch Mitch Filson first at the free throw line, and then take a look at that Delaney three-pointer. Mitch makes the first. Filson now with 22 points.
Here he is,
leading
wide
all scorers. There it is,
all
Delaney.
The defense had gone to where the ball was, which is on the right-hand side of the key, and they found Delaney floating to the open spot, shooting spot behind the line, and he buries it.
Mitch Filson leading all scorers with 23 points here tonight. He has had a whale of a game for the Penmen, but it's not doing much good as they are getting crushed here tonight. 6 minutes straight up remaining in the ball game.
When you're in this situation, you can't worry about that you're 19 down. You got to just worry about possession by possession. Try and get a score. If you do, then try and play defense and a stop.
Zija's shot for 3 was no good.
And Bobby Miller stepped on the line on the rebound.
So it'll be a Hawk ball.
Keith Dixon said in the paper today that of anybody he's seen play against him from New Hampshire College, the guy he respects the most is Bobby Miller.
How many times have they perfectly executed that inbounds pass for a basket? That time Tardio with it. They have done that so well tonight.
And it's not the same play. They've had 3 or 4. They've come from the weak side. They've circled off of picks.
Well, now nothing's working. They try and feed Filson down low, and it's picked off. And Stanley's just as frustrated as Stanley can get.
You know, they need, if they're going to get it to him, they're fronting Filson now. They're going to have to go all the way around the perimeter and have him come from the weak side for the open shot.
One-hander by Joe Engineeri. Engineeri now with 20 points. And the Hawks have spread it out. Engineeri with 20, Kolwick with 12, Tardio 13, Manuel 12. 4 players in double figures.
But it's been the Hawk defense that's been the story in this game.
Michello barely gets it out to Lee, to Miller for 3. Miller no good, clangs it. Rebound pulled down by Delaney and a foul.
I mean, Penman just trying to search out the shot, and the only thing that shows is a hurried three-pointer, and that's been pretty much the story throughout most of the game.
That's the second personal on Lavapacello. 10th on the Penmen. At the line will be Pat Delaney.
They got away from it a little bit earlier in the game, or in the first half, when Filson came in off the bench and was just killing the Hawks inside. But after the half, Hawks made a defensive adjustment, made it a lot harder for him to get the ball, and the Penmen have gone back out to search out the perimeter. That was a bad miss.
Taking a look at that one-handed. Look at this by Engineeri. One-hander.
Yeah. And you see the way he cupped it like he was running through the line. That's something Antoine Walker does a lot when he goes in there. I've never seen anybody cover it like they're going through the gauntlet. Then he just handed it back to the right hand with a little flip.
Some of the crowd starting to hit for the exits. Free throw is missed. There comes Miller. 4:42 to play.
I don't think I've ever done that.
Carapastolo out to Lavapacello. Miller. Larrabee back to Lavapacello to Miller. Miller now works it out to Carapastolo. Carapastolo in traffic. Finds a wide open Lavapacello, no good. Underneath, Carapastolo.
Look at how much they had to work to get that shot. I mean, there's 3 or 4 white shirts around everybody when they have the ball.
80 to 57.
I mean, that took them, I don't know how many seconds were off the clock, but that's pretty much like the Penmen right now in jail. I don't think they're getting out for the night. They've had trouble in this gym through in this mid-season game.
Chartrand makes one. We'll get another. Coming into the game is Michael Dunn. He replaces Mike Zaja. Carlington Bent getting ready to come back in for the Penmen. Chartrand with another. He misses it. Chartrand makes 1 of 2. 80 to 58. 4:13 to play.
And now it's a matter for the Hawks to try and take as much time off the clock per possession and get a decent shot out of it when they do go to the basket. They shouldn't hurry and wait for 5 seconds left. They should probably move around 10, try and look for a good shot.
Engineeri wants to take it. One-hander, and again, pretty move with the one-hander by Joe Engineeri. He's got 22. St. A's 14 for 22, shooting 62%. Third time in the last 8 games. They've been over 60% in the second half.
And there were 3 seconds left on the shot clock when Engineeri put that shot up. Again, textbook execution.
3.5 minutes to go.
A little bit of contact. Engineeri hand checking out there, no call.
Miller, hard pass. Carapastolo off balance, no good. Filson rebound. Mitch tries to break through a crowd and does. Mitch Filson.
He's played a very good game tonight.
Very strong tonight.
Now really hustled again. First of all, he had to fight to get that rebound. He had 2 guys boxing him out, and then he never brought it down below his shoulders and just out-muscled people to get the shot up.
3 minutes to go. 82-60, 22-point lead for the Hawks of St. Anselm. They were up by 6 at the half. They've dominated the second half. Joe Engineeri finishing that one off as we take a look over at the New Hampshire College bench. Very quiet. Lavapacello. Had a great high school career, over 2,000 points. Tipped in by Miller.
That's a lot of points, 2,000 points in high school.
One of the great high school basketball players in the Granite State. There have been some great ones, but Steve Lavapacello, only a freshman this season, out of Kearsarge Regional, from New London.
Coached by Marty Brown, college classmate.
Miller. Now Miller's starting to get the ball and get the shots off. A little late. 20-point lead. 2 minutes to go. Officials timeout. We'll take a timeout ourselves. 2 minutes straight up remaining in this one. It's the Hawks of St. Anselm College 84, the Penmen of New Hampshire College 64. We'll be right back.
A community isn't defined by town lines or city limits. It's defined by its people. They are what bring it to life. A community is a collection of the hopes and dreams of the people who live there, which is why putting the community first isn't just our policy, it's our passion.
Well, there's no doubt that New Hampshire College has struggled here at Stoutenburg Gymnasium in the last 10 games here on the Hilltop. It's St. A's winning 8 of them, New Hampshire College winning just 2.
I'll tell you, the record at the Fieldhouse at New Hampshire College probably isn't that much different. They have dominated the series of late.
Carapastolo steals the pass. Soto takes it himself, lays it up and in. He'll get the basket and the free throw.
He's just starting to get into the rhythm after missing the first half with 3 early fouls. That's a good move. Nice hesitation dribble. Freezes, was it ZJ who's covering him? And then he gets whacked on the way by Hoffman and ZJ, I believe. And does a nice job of keeping his concentration and kiss it off the glass.
And what do we got? Foul away from the ball? Nope.
Delaney got
just an
whacked.
Injury whistle. Delaney got whacked pretty good. So the Hawks will inbound it.
Yeah, I think you should just forget those whistles. Just drag him off the court and bring in another guy.
Delaney bringing it up, guarded by Carapastolo. Shot no good by Mike Zija. Lavapacello. 3-point try, Larrabee no good.
He's had a tough shooting night.
Delaney bringing it back up again.
Nothing's going down.
Minute 10 to go. Delaney going to slow it down. And Dave, this Stanley, he's on the seat now. He's sitting. I would be remiss. I know you saw it last night. Ball stolen away by Lavapacello to Carapastolo. Cross court to Carlington Bent. Back to Steve Lavapacello. Stolen away by Delaney. Here goes Pat Delaney. Delaney lays it up and in. Off the steal, Pat Delaney. Less than a minute to go. Lavapacello. Carapastolo. A lot of vowels tonight. Pupino in the game. Bent, no good. Over everything. Rebound pulled down by Scott Hoffman. As I started to say, Dave, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, I know you saw it last night, New Hampshire's own Triple H winning at the Royal Rumble. Truly a great New Hampshire athlete, a product of Nashua High School. Hunter Hurst Helmsley defeating Cactus Jack. I just had to get that in there.
I thought that was a restaurant.
And the final seconds ticking away. Here at Stoutenburg Gymnasium, a 20-point victory for the Hawks of St. Anselm College here in their home gym. And they hand the number 9 in the country, Penmen, a rear loss, 86-66. As you look at Keith Dixon and the Hawks of St. A's, they are victorious here tonight. We'll take a timeout. The final score, St. Anselm College 86, New Hampshire College 66. We'll be right back to wrap it up.
Nothing compares with ceramic tile for beauty, durability, and versatility. And absolutely no one compares with Corovo Routhier for quality, selection, and service. At Corovo Routhier, you'll find over 500 varieties of ceramic tile in stock at prices that are unbeatable. And no one beats Corovo Routhier's service. They'll loan you a tile cutter free, offer you free adhesive, and all the free advice you want. Ceramic tile at Corovo Routhier, a winning combination. Come by in Manchester, Nashua, Dover, and Concord, and C&R Tile in Westbrook, Maine.
I've already sent that payment. Please don't call here again.
Anything wrong?
I'm so far in debt, it's hopeless.
I was in your shoes 3 years ago. I went to Consumer Credit Counseling Service. They helped me establish a budget and an affordable repayment plan to my creditors.
Isn't that just like filing bankruptcy?
No. Going through CCCS, you pay off everything you owe.
Do you still have their number?
Sure, I'll go get it. They counsel in person and by phone.
Thanks. I owe you.
In 500 words or less, compare the Russian Revolution with
Babysitting my sister's kids. They are the cutest little
Bacteria-producing organisms found only...
Who knows where? And if I go straight, I'll wind up in a
pints of super sludge fudge.
Nobody knows the way people talk around here better than U.S. Cellular, which is why nobody can put you in a better calling plan than us.
Is it supposed to smell like this?
U.S. Cellular, the way people talk around here.
What is value pricing?
Can I get back to you on that? People ask, what is value pricing? It's simple. They have salespeople, we have furniture consultants. They have misleading advertising with promises of 40, 50, even 60% off. We have one low price, 365 days a year. They want to add on the cost of delivery and setup. Value pricing includes free delivery and setup.
So I did to you guys. It's only at Ippolito's.
Ippolito's Furniture, where value pricing saves you money.
Welcome back to Stoutenburg Gymnasium on the campus of St. Anselm College. St. Anselm Hawks improve with that victory tonight to 13-4 overall. The Penmen of New Hampshire College lose for just the third time this season. They are now 14-3. Now this will change the national rankings and the regional rankings as well. Coming to this game, New Hampshire College number 9 in the nation in Division II, while the Hawks were unranked in the Northeast region. It was New Hampshire College in at number 2, while the Hawks of St. Anselm College were number 4. So we expect that will probably change after this head-to-head battle that was won by the Hawks by 20 points. Get your mic turned on here, David. And while we wait for that, let me run down very quickly. Let's do our Citizens Bank Not So Typical Play of the Game, brought to you by Citizens Bank, not your typical bank. And this game in the first half, that's Ryan Chartrand in the lane, up one-hander, and then right off the basket, watch the Hawks turn it around very quickly. A great combination of plays here. The long pass down court from Pat Delaney to Greg Kolwick, and Kolwick lays it up and puts it in for the bucket. That is your Not So Typical Play of the Game, brought to you by Citizens Bank, not your typical bank. And David, I'll tell you, it's a tough loss if you're a New Hampshire College fan, a great loss if you were a great win if you're a St. A's fan.
Well, it's pretty much followed the script that we've seen in this gym. We gave a stat a little bit earlier.